Happy lunch hour, guys. Okay. So, after this morning's news on Russia Ukraine, we can check that one off the okay, no longer worry about that box. But there's no time to rest on your laurels, as I said in the title. Okay. I'm seeing reports all over the place of, this country in Europe or that country in Europe is uh, removing vaccine passports and taking the restrictions off. Or you saw yesterday that Washington D.C. is now going to reduce limitations on what people can do. Or Doug Ford said they're going to stop the vaccine passports in the 1st of March, and they're going to take the restrictions off of going to restaurants and gyms and stuff like that this week. And you see this pseudo euphoria of people going, ha ha, we won, yada da da da. Bullshit. Okay. This is just the beginning. Okay. This is not the time to sit back and go, yeah, okay, we did it. No. Okay. If you think that the powers that be are going to retreat and defeat, you're sadly mistaken. Okay, there's a whole plethora of issues that we still need to pay attention to that are a lot closer to home. Okay, just because Russia's not going into Ukraine, and just because Doug Ford said that they're going to let people go to restaurants, doesn't change the fact that prices on everything have gone through the freaking roof. It doesn't change the fact that there are shortages on store shelves all over the place. It doesn't fix the supply chain. It doesn't make everybody go, oh, okay, you know what? We'll go back to Justin Trudeau and Joe Biden and everything will be good again. Okay, there's plenty of fools out there that will believe that. I'm not one of them. Okay. Now, I did a video about, a month ago or so about watch for the cornered animals. And everything I was saying in that video was coming to fruition, because the politicians who have their backs up against the wall right now they're pulling out all the stops. Okay. In the United States here, it's an election year. So this is why you're seeing all this backpedaling on defund the police. Oh, that's no longer a platform of the Democrat Party, or, gee, we were never for lockdowns in the first place. That was all the last president. Okay. And there's enough people out there that will believe that crap. Okay. But, vaccine mandates and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, there's enough people that will believe that, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Biden's the second coming of Christ. Not in this lifetime. Okay. I'm going to give you this. Yesterday, okay, the CBC, Canadian Broadcast Company, the propaganda arm of Trudeau's government, get this. They now are claiming that the word freedom is a far-right concept, that it's a malleable term, and that it's open to interpretation. And as they're saying, only people on the far right believe in freedom. Really, Canada? This is what your media is trying to, let's not go over the fact of all the other crazy crap that the CBC has come out, but to actually put out something that freedom is a far-right concept. No, freedom is a concept amongst anybody from left, center, right. Not the far left. The far left wants complete government control, okay? But that'll tell you where the CBC falls into this place. Now, of course, Trudeau has instituted the Emergency Act, or invoked the Emergency Act, to allow him to use federal police forces to get rid of the protesters in Ottawa and everything. Trudeau keeps saying it does not mean he's going to call in the military, probably because the military's already told him they won't do it. Okay. So now he's going to federalize the police force. Gee, where have we heard about federales before? I don't know. You know, something about 1938, 1939 rings a bell there. But, of course, there's got to be people say, you can't compare, Canada today to Germany in the 30s. Yes, I can. Okay. It's like night and day, right down a little. Trudeau, Hitler, done. Okay. Cut from the same cloth. Trudeau just hasn't managed to kill millions of people yet. Give him time. Okay. But the reason that the interesting part of Trudeau pulling the Emergency Act out of his hat, okay, was just a couple of days after Biden had the comment to Trudeau, you need to use your federal powers to put this to rest. Really? Federal powers, Joe? Like what? Federal powers you think you have? Trudeau doesn't have any, just like you don't have any, okay? If you think you're a dictator or a tyrant, maybe you think you have federal powers. But I hate to tell both of you this. Both of you serve at the convenience of the publics of your respected countries. Either one of the people of Canada or of the United States can throw you out on your ass in a heartbeat. You don't have any powers. I tell you this, guys. We, the people, have the power, not you. You serve at our pleasure, not the other way around. We are not your loyal subjects. You are not kings. You are not dictators. You are not tyrants as much as you want to be. You're not, okay? And just to give you an idea, okay, Trudeau's public opinion right now is at 13%, okay? So barely 1 out of 10 Canadians agrees with Trudeau right now. That should tell you a lot, okay? And which way are his polls going? Straight down the toilet. How about Joe, okay? Pulled this one up today. Believe it or not, there are actually 4 states in the United States that still think that Joe's approval rating is higher than his disapproval, okay? Hawaii, Maryland, Massachusetts, and Vermont, okay? Well, Hawaii is about as blue as you're going to get, okay? That's about it. Vermont, this is the state that elects Bernie Sanders, okay? So far left everything. Maryland and Massachusetts, well, Maryland is, primarily determined by the area surrounding D.C. D.C. is 90%, communist. And Massachusetts, well, with the, once you get outside of about Lowell, the state's very red. But, inside that Boston circle, yeah, it's solid blue, and stupid because, hey, this again is the state that elected Elizabeth Warren. But speaking of Elizabeth Warren, okay. So this will tell you how tyrannical, how elitist all these folks are. Okay. I just want to give you this. You guys have probably heard all the stories lately about the Stock Act, to stop Congress, members of Congress from trading stocks on inside information, on Nancy Pelosi getting rich, because, gee, I'm going to buy options on Google right before something happens and Google stock goes through the roof. And I mean, she makes millions of dollars, all through. Oh, her husband does all that, right? Because she doesn't come home at night and say, honey, go buy Google options tomorrow. I'm going to bring something to the floor for a vote. Okay. Yeah, we all know that happens. But so good old Pocahontas here, Liawatha, has put up a new bill because, hey, we can't. Remember, this is the woman who hates Wall Street, okay? She thinks Wall Street's criminals and everything. But she has come up and said that, yes, all Congress people should no longer be able to own individual stocks. They should have to sell all their individual stocks and put them into mutual funds, because you can't really mutual funds don't really trade, okay? there's this little caveat in there that nobody seems to mention. But yeah, it's there. They don't have to pay capital gains taxes on any of those sales that they make on any of those stocks to then put them into mutual funds. That doesn't work, Lizzie. Okay? Sorry. If I want to sell a stock for any reason, to go buy a car, to put money on my house, to go buy a different stock, I have to pay capital gains tax on it. And I guarantee you, my investment portfolio is nothing like yours. So why is Congress all of a sudden going to get a pass on paying capital gains taxes? Aren't you the same person that keeps saying Wall Street keeps getting rich and not paying taxes? Really? Because you seem to be doing a great job of trying to pass the buck on taxes. Whatever happened to tax the rich? Lizzie, you're a lot richer than anybody watching this channel is. Okay. So why aren't you paying your taxes? Oh, would that be the rules for thee and not for me again? Gee, I don't know. The Democratic line, every Democrat has to swear to, don't do anything that'll offend the Democrats, but just screw the public. Okay, there we go. Guys, this is not a time to rest on our laurels. The left, Canada, United States, Europe, wherever, is on the ropes worldwide. Okay, I don't care if you're talking New Zealand, you're talking Australia. This is not the time to stop the trucker convoy. This is not the time to stop protesting and go, oh, gee, we got what we want. Screw that. There's a whole lot more than that we want. The U.S. convoy is supposed to start March 1st or March 2nd. Okay? Sure, it needs to stop all these mandates. It needs to reinstate all these doctors, lawyers, soldiers, whatever it is, that have lost their jobs. Okay? Been fired because they didn't comply with the whims of a senile old man who sits in a fake White House. This is time to continue to have your voice heard, to make it be heard even stronger. Because Trudeau passing this Emergency Powers Act, all that should do is strengthen the resolve of the Canadian people to push harder, to know that he wants to be a dictator, and to stop that from happening. No questions whatsoever. Things are not getting better. Yes, we have little victories, but, it doesn't matter if you win the battle if you lose the war. Okay? Everybody's heard that before. You know that. What's going to happen about the supply chain? Gee, there's supposed to be, once this is over and they kick all the truckers out of Ottawa, there's supposed to be a huge Canadian and American truckers strike. Gee, that means nothing gets to your grocery store, your Walmart, wherever you go shopping, whatever it would be. Because if the truckers ain't moving anything, guys, it ain't coming. What about that southern border problem? I don't know. What about that inflation problem? I don't know. Gee, there's a lot more that needs to be done. And God forbid I even talk about what's come out in the Durham investigation. Think about this. If the DNC, Hillary Clinton and all the Jake Sullivan involved right in the middle of it, okay, think it's okay to spy on a president, do you think they're going to have any qualms about spying on you or me? We're nobodies. If they think they can take it all the way to the White House and monitor emails and phone calls and everything, guys, that makes the Soviet Union look like the Garden of Eden. Okay? This is going back to Stalin-esque times where they can do anything they want or whatever. This is cornered animal crap. This is what they are trying to do. We need to continue to push back, continue to prep, because as much as I hate to tell you this, it's going to get a lot worse before it ever gets any better. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you all tonight. Pinball out.